Lights, camera, live action. Yeah. Hey, and welcome to episode 4 of Talk Disney to Me. As always, we're your hosts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Charlie. And this week we'll be talking about the live action movies that Disney has been tirelessly rolling out. Before we get to the live action goodness, we have some Disney news updates for all of you.
As of right now, things are changing and updating fast, which is a good sign that things are plugging along the way that they want. The big thing now is that Disney Springs is opened, partly, of course, but it's still a great step. And some of the Disney-owned properties are beginning to open up more and more.
I think what's even bigger than the news of Disney Springs beginning their phased openings and seeing how it's been going over there this past week is that on May 27th, Disney submitted their proposed plan to reopen the parks and resorts. I'm so excited. We kind of have an opening date, you guys. Keep in mind that this has to be approved by the governor, but there aren't any signs showing that he would shoot it down. Disney would like to open Magic Kingdom and Animal Kingdom on July 11th, and a few days after that, on July 15th, Epcot and Hollywood Studios would follow. We know that the capacity will be limited, but to what percent, we don't know for sure, whether it's 25% or 50%. As of right now, Disney has stopped selling tickets and has stopped taking reservations, with the exception of Disney Vacation Club, because they are requiring a reservation to get into the parks itself, much like what Shanghai Disney is doing. Disney will be reaching out to people with current reservations and annual pass holders and people who hold tickets to see which parks they will be choosing. After that, reservations and ticket sales will resume. With the phased openings come some health rules and guidelines that Disney is making guests abide by. Masks will be required, the 6-foot social distancing rule will be enforced, hand sanitizer stations will be everywhere, and frequent cleanings will be happening. This is all happening in Disney Springs already, so it's not going to take that much to do it in the parks and resorts. There will be no fireworks, parades, or meet and greets until further notice, so it begs the question, is it worth the price? As always, the news is always evolving, so we will keep our Mickey ears up and keep you up to date with any changes.
All right, Charlie. So, this could be a hot debate week for us. We're going to be talking about the live action remakes.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! I can already tell you're in the argumentative mood.
Yeah, there's some of these I can't argue about because there's some I haven't seen on this list.
I haven't seen 2, I think. There's 2 on this list that I have not seen. Yeah, there's 2.
There's 3, I think.
Okay, that's not so bad.
Can we just give a shout out to the 101 Dalmatians live action that they made in, what was it, 1999?
That was like 96, actually.
Was it?
Yeah. Yeah, we can give
with
that.
Glenn Close.
Yeah.
Freaking amazing.
She is. And I wanted to talk about it. I'm glad you brought it up because I know there were a handful of remakes before the ones that we're talking about, but we're going to be starting in 2010. This is when remakes are becoming like
popular.
It's
when Disney realized they can make money
off of something they already did.
Right, yeah.
And it works. Dang it.
Kind of.
For me, it does. It works. Yeah, that was a good one. 101 Dalmatians. And she did a pretty great job with that role. She's pretty crazy.
I'm not the biggest fan of the second one. I'm a big fan of, I'm a fan of her in it, but, the actual storyline of it, I was like, meh.
Yeah. I haven't watched that in a long time. I'll have to go back and watch it because, like I said, it's been a while. All right. So let's jump back into our time machine and go back 10 years. I know. The year is 2010, and Alice in Wonderland, directed by Tim Burton, has just come out.
You're going to hate me.
Why?
Because I'm not a Tim Burton fan.
I'm married to not a Tim Burton fan, so it's fine.
There's literally, I can watch his movies, but there's only one that I've ever really liked.
What was it?
Sweeney Todd.
See, I don't like that one. And I like Tim Burton. I just don't like Stephen Sondheim. He sucks. I hate him. Sorry. Anyway.
I was like, it's Harry Potter with Johnny Depp.
Pretty much. All right. So this came out March 5th, 2010. Like I said, directed by Tim Burton. This movie made $1.25 billion and it made a whopping 55% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes is rotten.
Do you not like Rotten Tomatoes?
Usually if they have like a bad score on Rotten Tomatoes, then it's a good movie. And vice versa.
Well, you're going to hate me because I used Rotten Tomatoes for all my audience critic scores.
Yeah, I see that.
Anyway, all right. Off to a great start. I remember I really enjoyed this movie when it came out.
You did or didn't?
I did.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't enunciating. Did you like it?
It's okay. They based it more on the book. They did on the cartoon. So in that aspect, it's not really like they weren't really like remaking the movie.
Yeah, I can.
Which I give it that aspect where it being like one of the first live actions that came out, they gave it its own twist in its own way.
Which I kind of like, but at the same time, when you say remake, it just makes me think you're remaking it. If you want to like change it up, or I don't know, I feel like they should almost call it like a reimagination or something.
It's like some of these stand on their own, but some of them are just direct copies of what came before. So,
yeah, which is kind of fun to see a direct copy almost, because it's like somebody's still going to put their own style on it. But I agree with you. It is definitely, because I've read the Lewis Carroll book. That book is weird. I like it. I enjoy it, but it's so weird. And you have to really
is the first one Through the Looking Glass?
I think it is.
Okay. So then the second one was just like a continuation of it, kind of.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I have not seen. Oh, so there's 3 on this list that I haven't seen. Just kidding. Yeah, I remember I really enjoyed it. Mia, I always screw her name up.
Is it Wasikowska?
Yeah, she played Alice. I think she did a good job. She's a good actress. I think she's cute. She's beautiful, and she does a great job. I just think like this character just kind of sucked. I don't know. Alice, like, she just kind of talked to her like lips like this. She's just like, I'm Alice. That's it. I'm Alice. And that was kind of it. I actually really loved Mad Hatter, probably more than the cartoon Disney version.
It gave him depth.
Yeah. It gave him kind of more of a backstory instead of just like, who's this crazy wacky person I met in the middle of the woods? But I liked his design too. They did a great job.
Yeah.
Helena Bonham Carter played Queen of Hearts. I think she did a fantastic job. I really did. Anne Hathaway is the White Queen. I think she did a good job too. I think this was kind of like, for me anyway, one of the first kind of like, I don't know, fantasy roles that I've ever seen her in. Something that wasn't like very human. This is very kind of like out of the box for her. And I think she did a great job.
I think she did a good job at it. I just thought it was kind of
awkward.
Me not having read the book, I was kind of like this random other queen came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I don't really, it's been a while since I've read that book. And I remember the White Queen being in there, but I don't exactly remember what her role was. But the caterpillar, Alan Rickman voiced him.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Alan Rickman. I think he did a great job. Obviously, he's got that just great monotone voice. Just doesn't care. And then the Knave.
Who are you?
Who are you? The Knave of Hearts, which was like the Queen of Hearts, you know, her like sad man or whatever you want to call it. I always forget this is Crispin Glover. That is the Knave of Hearts, and he was George McFly in Back to the Future, and then he was like creepy thin man in Charlie's Angels.
Shit.
We just watched Back to the Future the other day, so I'm like, holy crap, that's George McFly.
I keep seeing like all these memes about Back to the Future, like don't go to 2020.
Yeah, I know. Well, nothing good has feel like happened yet so far. I don't know, just grumpy. Yeah, like I said, I enjoyed this movie. I remember I really liked the music when it first came out. Like the music was just fantastic.
Yeah.
I feel like if I went back and I watched it, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably enjoy it, but I'd probably be like, God, that's a lot of CG.
Yeah.
Not that it wasn't bad at the time, but maybe, I don't know, maybe 10 years later it doesn't hold up as well. But I can see why people didn't really care for it. It's a little weird at times, but still good. So they were quiet for a couple of years. I feel like this is when they started kicking it up, though, after this. They really started cranking them out. But going to go to 2014. In May of 2014, Maleficent came out. And this was directed by Robert Stromberg. This made $758.5 million and has a 54% on Rotten Tomatoes. What do you think of this movie?
I liked it because it wasn't a remake of Sleeping Beauty. It was telling Maleficent's side of the story.
Yeah.
It was basically telling why she became evil.
Yeah. I really did enjoy it because of that like aspect. I love it when storytellers or people write kind of like the twisted fairy tale thing. I just think that's so fun because it's like, okay, what are these villains up to while the heroes are happy heroes? I liked it. I think this is one of those movies that when it first came out, I really liked. I haven't watched it. Like, again, I haven't watched this one in a while either. So I wonder how well it kind of holds up. I thought Angelina Jolie did a pretty good job. She did a great job, actually.
Yeah.
And I don't really care for her. But yeah, she played Maleficent. Aurora, of course, is Elle Fanning, which when I first saw it, I was not a huge fan of her. I was like, I feel like a cardboard box could do more than you. But I watched it a couple more times, and I actually really thought she did a cute job as Aurora, and I really liked it.
What's funny is I started watching a new series on Hulu called The Great.
I want to watch that so badly. I don't have Hulu.
Yeah, she's Catherine the Great.
Yeah, she.
I'll just give you my login.
Sweet. I think she looks like. I feel like she's definitely getting better. The more
she's matured.
Yeah, I think she's really pretty too.
Yeah.
So Philip, Prince Philip was played by in the first one, Brenton Thwaites. I mean, he was hardly had any role, but his hair was the worst thing on the planet. I was like, why did you give him this 2009 Justin Bieber haircut? His hair was terrible, though.
Yeah.
I just remember him coming on screen. I was like, look, it's Prince Philip. It's my favorite, like, Disney prince. And then his teeny bopper self came on the screen. And I was like, why does he look like he's 10? Why I gave him that hair? God. I just remember hating it. I think one of my favorite characters in the movie was the villain, which ended up being Aurora's father, King Stefan. Played by Charlton Copley. I thought he did a great job. I like him as an actor, so
yeah. What else has he been in, do you know?
He's been in the A-Team. He played, God, I can't remember. He played the helicopter pilot in the A-Team, and he was really funny. I've seen him in a bunch of other stuff, and you know what? Gosh darn it, can't think of it right now. But he was in, oh God, and I'm going to have to look later, and I'm going to have to text you and be like 2:00 in the morning. I'm gonna be like, okay, here's my book report on Charlton Copley.
I'll just IMDb him.
Yeah, fact check that real quick. I just really remember liking the movie. Again, I feel like the CG was, I know it was a world of, fairies and trolls and goblins and whatnot, but I don't know. I'm a practical effect fan, but there are some shots that were obviously beautiful that they could do without CG. So, yeah, I liked it. I'll watch it again.
It stands on its own.
Yes, it does.
Okay, we're going to jump ahead to 2015, a year later. In March 13th, 2015, my favorite came out.
Your girl got her own live action movie.
Cinderella, directed by Kenneth Branagh.
I love him.
What else has he directed?
I'm thinking about his acting career. He was in He was in a version of Hamlet, and Kate Winslet was Ophelia.
Okay.
And it was so great. I think he directed that, actually, now that I think about it. But that is my favorite version of Hamlet. So if you've never seen it, go watch it.
It made $542.4 million, and it was 84% on Rotten Tomatoes.
With good reason. It's a great movie.
Good movie. Cinderella was, of course, Lily James, and what I really liked about it was she was kind of like an unnamed actress before this movie.
She was in Downton Abbey, but I feel like that was a very like specific genre.
Right.
British Edwardian Victorian age drama. I loved it. It was good. Anyway, yes, I agree with you.
Yeah. And then Lady Tremaine was Cate Blanchett.
I love her.
She was perfect in that role.
I don't think I could picture anybody else in that role. I always like go back and sometimes think like, who would I recast? Or if I was casting, she like looks like Lady Tremaine and a younger version, obviously. But
yeah,
she just does great in any role. And I love watching her play like the villain.
And then Kit, who is the prince, was played by Richard Madden, which I don't think I've seen him before.
He was in Game of Thrones, yo.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is he Rob?
Yeah.
No.
Yes. Yeah, Robert Stark.
Okay.
I stopped watching that after he died because he was my favorite character.
To be fair, I saw Cinderella before I watched Game of Thrones.
All right.
So that was the first thing I ever saw him in.
I stopped watching it when Richard Madden's character died. I mean, that's how long ago I stopped watching it because I got so mad. And I'm like, I'm not watching it anymore. I don't care. Yeah.
No.
I know. I was mad. Spoilers. Spoilers, he dies. I thought he did a good job in this movie. After seeing him in like kind of more action-y, rough and gruff. Dreamy. He's very cute, yes. We just say it. He's cute. He's attractive. Anyway.
And then Fairy Godmother, Booty Bobbity Booyah, was played by Helena Bonham Carter.
I thought she did a cute job. She was precious. So cute. Fresh.
And then Drizella was by Sophie McShara, and Anastasia was by Holiday Granger.
I actually think those two worked well together. Because like, you know how sometimes, and I mean, it's a choice and it's not a wrong choice, but you know how sometimes they like Anastasia and Drizella are like polar opposites of each other, like actor wise.
Right.
And you're just like, you're supposed to be kind of like a team of like crappy sisters. You're not, I feel like sometimes they're like fighting. I mean, maybe that's a thought, but I liked them.
That they made them pretty.
Yes, I did too.
No way.
I did too. Because, I've seen, I think it's Holiday Granger plays Anastasia. I think she played Bonnie in Bonnie and Clyde. Mm-hmm. And she did it. That was the first thing I think I saw her in. I hope that's the right one. Because that's like the only other thing I've seen her in.
Shit.
But yeah, I think they did a great job. I feel like they did such a great job of like their characters that like I honestly mixed up who was who. And I think that was kind of the funny part. Because they probably get mixed up and looked over all the time anyway.
Overall thoughts of Cinderella?
Yeah, I liked it. There's one really nitpicky thing. It drives me nuts. When she's getting out of the carriage in her massive ball gown. And it like the hem like creases up. Like I don't know how they did it, if they put it like on a rig, but she's got this massive, it's a hoop skirt, and there's no way that moves like that. And it just drives me nuts every time I see it. I'm like, I hate it when people use that still of like a movie picture, because I'm like, there's that stupid crease again. God, I hate it. But
do you think maybe to get out of the carriage, she wasn't wearing the hoop skirt, and then they put it on when she got out?
Well, she's kind of like out. She's like stepping down the steps as it's happening. It's just this weird moment that I noticed, and
only you.
I know it takes me out of the moment, and I'm like, God dang it! But I love the way they redid her dress too. I think
it's blue.
It is blue in this one. The one in the animated version is obviously very 1950s. Her hair, the dress, the gloves even. So I really liked how they gave this kind of this very princessy fantasy thing going on. It's very poofy.
I got kind of like an Ever After feel of it when they met in the wood.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, they're shoving like my two favorite Cinderella versions together, kind of.
I love Ever After. It's so good. Yeah, I really liked it. And I think that obviously when Disney animated Cinderella, again, 1950s, different time, different type of storytelling, not to be like sexist or whatever, the times this and that. Times have changed, and also that was just a style of storytelling back then, and there's nothing really wrong with it. It's just different. I remember watching that movie, and I remember loving it because she got to wear a really pretty dress, and she kind of solved stuff for herself, and I love that. So I feel like the people that are like, Cinderella is just this brainless whatever movie, I don't let my daughter watch it. I'm like, just let your kid watch it if she wants to. It's fine. But I liked how they made all the characters very human.
Yeah.
And that's today's storytelling. Who knows? In another, 70 years, it might be different.
Of robots.
Yeah. So I just liked how they made them very human. And obviously the costumes. I love all of the costumes.
Costumes were on point.
Kate Blanchett's characters' dresses. I would wear them. And her wedding dress is my favorite wedding dress ever. I kind of designed my wedding dress after hers. That's not what I got. That's another story for a different day.
There is somebody who had like a replica of her dress made, and it didn't come out.
No,
the way it should have. And I was like, you can't replicate it.
I took the style and I was like, but yeah, I love her wedding dress. I think it's so pretty. Yeah, I really like it. So
all right, we're gonna jump ahead another year. Disney was just on a roll.
Wait till 2019.
To April 15th, 2016, The Jungle Book, which I feel like this just came out, but it's been 4 years already.
I was thinking the same thing when I was writing these notes. I was like, that didn't come out that long ago. And I was like, holy crap, it's been 4 years already. Oh, God.
It was directed by Jon Favreau.
Which is why it was so great.
Right. It made $966.6 million and is the 30th highest grossing film of all time. And has a 94% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which is funny because I feel like nobody knows about it.
You think?
Am I right? I feel like nobody watches it. I feel like if you're like, have you seen Cinderella? They'd be like, oh, of course. But if it's like, have you seen Jungle Book? They'd be like, no.
I mean, if you ask them about the cartoon, they'll be like, no.
The cartoon is good because of just classic reasons, but it's not one I ever watched over and over again. I really like this version.
I mean, to me, like they've done live action Jungle Book in the past.
Yeah.
And to me, it was just kind of meh. I mean, Jungle Book's not my favorite in the live action form. Do I think they did well on this one? Yes. The CGI was freaking amazing. They've come leaps and bounds over the years, and the animals just looked so real.
So are you saying that you prefer the original animated version?
If I have to watch it, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, if I had to watch a live action version, I'd probably watch the new one.
But between this live action, the 2016 and the original animated Bare Necessities.
I would do the original animated.
All right.
That's just me.
I think I like this one better. I don't know.
Yeah. Mowgli was played by Neil Sethi.
Yeah. He did a great job. Poor kid was just on a green screen the entire time by himself.
It's like being handled by people in green suits.
Green suits and like weird puppet things.
Yeah.
I think he did a great job. I mean, he's a kid.
I will say they hyped this movie a lot.
They did.
A lot when it was coming out.
But I also, like I said, I feel like it's just been forgotten about totally.
That's because look at how many others have come out.
That is very true. You're not wrong.
Bagheera was voiced by Ben Kingsley.
So
Baloo by Bill Murray. Woot woot.
I love Bill Murray.
Shere Khan was by Idris Elba.
Very good.
Rashka, which is Mowgli's wolf mom, was voiced by Lupita Nyong'o.
She's so cute. Every time I see a picture of her, I'm just like, I want her to be my best friend. She's so pretty.
I just remember the first movie she like debuted in.
Oh, it was I want to say 12 Years a Slave.
Yeah.
I loved watching her on the red carpet. I just remember that, and everybody's like, she looks like Cinderella, and I was like, she really does, and I love her. She's so cute.
Scarlett Johansson voiced Kaa, which they kind of did a flip on that, made it a girl.
I was about to say, wasn't Kaa, he was a boy, because he sings Trust in Me, and he's a boy. Mm-hmm. I thought she did a good job.
King Louis, of course, was voiced by Christopher Walken.
I think that was the one that I was like, really?
Because like every time he spoke, all I pictured was Christopher Walken's head.
With like asking for more cowbell. That was it. I thought the cast was great, and after watching Christopher Walken, I thought his voice anyway. I thought he did a pretty good job. I think Ben Kingsley. I think he did a great job as Bagheera. And then of course Bill Murray. He can do no wrong. Idris Elba did a really great job of being a villain. Mm-hmm. I actually remember watching this and I was like, I'm stressed out right now because of Shere Khan.
Is Idris set to play King Triton?
I have no idea. I think so. At last I heard that's kind of the word.
Okay.
I think he's a good actor, obviously. I mean, he did a good job in The Office. I'm just kidding.
I've never seen The Office.
Oh my word. You have homework to do.
There's certain things I don't watch because I don't like the comedy.
What the hey? Oh, Lord. We need to have a discussion after this. I think he did a good job. I actually really liked Scarlett Johansson's performance. They really, like you said, they really changed it. And I really enjoyed it. Thought it was a good one. I think John Favreau did obviously a great job. All right, we're going to still stay in 2016. A month later, May 27th, 2016, Alice Through the Looking Glass did come out. This is a sequel to Alice in Wonderland that was made 6 years prior to this one. James Bobbin directed this one. It made $299.5 million, and it has a whopping 29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Why do you think they switched directors? Did Tim Burton didn't want to do it?
I feel like Tim Burton just didn't want to do it. I feel like I think he was just
it's
done
like,
with
no,
that
it's
project.
done.
Yeah, I think he was just done with that project, which I can see. Mia can you help me?
Wasikowska.
Thank you. Came back and played Alice. This is one of the ones that I have not seen. I remember it coming out and I just wasn't interested.
Mm-hmm. I was like, why are we going back to this world?
But after reading kind of like a synopsis of it, I'm like, I probably should just go and watch it. I just remember it just, I wasn't into it. And it was kind of like one of those ones where I was like, I'll wait for it to come out on video, and I still haven't watched it. So Mad Hatter, of course, Johnny Depp. Anne Hathaway came back to play the White Queen, and Helena Bonham Carter came back to play Queen of Hearts. I don't think anybody else could play Queen of Hearts.
Not after she played it. Like if you're continuing on, you can't change in that.
I feel like
in that role.
Yeah, in that role. I feel like if you swapped out like Anne Hathaway for somebody else, I'd be like, okay. Okay, I get it. But I haven't seen this one, so I can't really speak too much about it. I feel like they didn't do a really great job of advertising or promoting this one.
Yeah, I think it was just like an afterthought kind of thing.
Sure.
Or I think they spent so much time hyping up the Jungle Book that year that this one fell by the wayside because it came out literally a month after Jungle Book.
Yeah, and I think after the Jungle Book, not that CGI is very impressive and it's an art form in its own way, and I very much appreciate it because I know how hard it is to do. I just feel like people might have been CGI'd out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just need to watch it. What else do I have to do, right?
It's funny that you say CGI'd out because there's CGI in like almost every movie nowadays.
Well, there is, but there definitely is. But it's not like the backdrop is CGI, or if it is, it's like the people are real. It's not like every single element is CG. So again, I really like practical effects, and CGI is getting to the point where sometimes you can't tell what you're looking at. And I love that. But in such a stylized movie like this, and the Jungle Book, where animals are obviously talking, and there's like a 16-foot tall like orangutan, I just think you kind of just get sick of it. But I just need to watch it. So I was hoping you would have seen it so you could have told me about it.
Sorry.
Oh, Charlie. All right. Well, this one is going to be tough for us to talk about. So 2017, March 17th, 2017, Beauty and the Beast came out, directed by Bill Condon. And this one made almost $1.3 billion and has a 71% on Rotten Tomatoes. I love this movie.
No.
Yes, I love it.
No.
I love it. It took me like a year to watch it, okay? I only watched it.
Why did it take you so long to watch it?
I don't know, because I love Beauty and the Beast already. I didn't want to ruin it, and honest to God, I thought it was going to stink. And I think I joke because I'm like, the bar was so low for me that I couldn't not love it, you know? But I really did enjoy it. I really did. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I didn't read too much into every single thing like I normally do, but I just sat back and I enjoyed it. I know you don't like the design of anything in this movie. I love it.
That's not true.
Oh, really? I love the design of this entire movie. I think I think it's pretty. I think it's beautiful.
I guess to me, after seeing such amazing CGI and like things like the Jungle Book, and then seeing the CGI and the Beast was a major letdown for me. Because to me, he just looked like chocolate the entire movie.
Yeah, he was pretty smooth. But I loved his design. I know you just is it the way he like looks, or is it his design overall that you don't like?
It's not the design of the character, it's the way they did the CGI. Like, it doesn't look like fur to me.
Oh, okay. See, I always thought you just didn't like how they redesigned him.
No, like, I have no problem with the redesign of him.
Okay, all right.
It's the way they CGI'd him.
Oh, okay. I really love his redesign. And then after this was a debate, I feel like, between you and I. After this movie, they changed the Beast costume, like the meet and greet character in the parks, right? This was right. I love the Beast's new redesign in the parks.
I like the Beast redesign in the parks. It's fresh. It needed an update.
He just looks like he can move so much better. It's cleaner. Yeah. He's more friendly. He's not so like, meh. looking. He doesn't look like this like grumpy Avenue Q puppet. he just looks cute. I don't say cute. More approachable.
He's not terrifying.
he's not terrifying to the point where like little kids aren't going to want to come up and see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love his redesign. I really liked the movie. I enjoyed it. I thought, I know Emma Watson was auto-tuned the whole time.
Yes.
I hate it too, because obviously there are so many talented people in the world, but I think she did a great job acting. And I think as a whole, Belle is more of an acting, speaking princess character.
I feel like she finds her sings a lot.
She doesn't sing that much.
She sings in Belle.
Yeah.
She sings in Something There.
Yeah, but just like a line, like 2 or 3 lines. It's not like a whole song.
Yeah.
In the Broadway version, she's got like 2 entire songs.
Mm-hmm.
It's very good. I just feel like when you think about Ariel, the first thing you think of is, you know, Part of Your World.
Jodie Benson.
And Jodie Benson, who's a singer, and you think about the music first. But I think when you talk about Beauty and the Beast, like the animated version, the first thing, it's the characters and like the story, and then the music to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yes, I didn't like it because, again, there's so many talented singers in the world, but I think she did a good job. And I was worried I was just going to see Hermione Granger the whole time, but I definitely didn't. So that made me happy. Dan Stevens played the Beast, did the physicality for him and the voice, obviously. If you've never seen videos of them like doing the ballroom scene while he's in his like mocap suit, go watch it. It's pretty funny. I think he did a great job. I think it's a hard job acting through that, and he still did good.
Still did good.
Did good. He conveyed everything that he needed to convey, and I really enjoyed it. Luke Evans played Gaston, which I think he did a great like part. He played the character great, and when I first heard him sing, I was like, oh no. Oh, absolutely not. I did not like Gaston.
They made him sound very like high-pitched, kind of girly in all the promos. And then when I watched it, I was okay with it.
Same.
Because it wasn't like that at all.
Same. I agree with you. He had like 1 or 2 parts where he went up more and it was like, oh, okay. Oh, we're back down. Yeah. Okay, we're good. I thought he did a great job of like embodying Gaston. Yeah, great job. And Kevin Kline played Belle's father, Maurice. I thought he did a great job. I mean, Maurice isn't, I don't want to say he isn't in the movie very much, and he's not important because he's very important to the story plot, but to the plot line, I should say, not the story plot. But I love Kevin Kline. I thought he did a good job. So, LeFou was played by Josh Gad. I thought Josh Gad was hilarious in this.
He was like perfect as LeFou.
I think he was so funny. Like the thing about LeFou in the animated version is he's a total like puppy dog to Gaston.
Yeah.
Excited to be around him, will do anything he wants. But like this LeFou has like, are you sure you should be doing that? Should we be doing this? And then like when they do it and LeFou knows it's like a dumb idea, there's like these like side comments or like these like looks, and I thought it was very real. I thought it was very funny, and the whole big like kiss with or hug or whatever embrace with Josh Gad's character and the other guy, the whole big gay controversy thing.
They made that such a big thing when it was like nothing.
I remember like I said, it took me like a year to watch it, so it was already out on Netflix. And I remember I'm like, where is this massively crazy offensive part that everybody's talking about? And there was like half of a second of it, and I was like, is that what everybody's all upset about? I was like,
mothers were like, I'm not taking my child to save us.
I was like, good, less screaming children. Don't go. Oh my God, that was a non-issue. Obviously, it shouldn't be an issue. Yeah. It's not an issue. I just thought that was so funny, though, how everybody was just, or not everybody, but a certain group of people were very upset. And it's just like, oh, get over it. Get over yourself, please. Just enjoy the movie and let people love who they want to love, please. Please. The Queen, Emma Thompson, played Mrs. Potts. Again, I love Emma Thompson. This cast was just great, I feel like. Emma Thompson did such a great job with Tale as Old as Time. I remember watching her in an interview. She said she was worried about doing the song justice, and she talked to Angela Lansbury, who sang the original song or sang it in the animated version. She was so worried about it, and she's like, Angela called me and was like, Emma, you're not being me, you're being you're being your Mrs. Potts, or just something to that kind of message. And I just thought
make it your own.
I thought it was so cute. And she's like, and after that I just felt so happy and privileged and or honored to do this song. And I thought she did a wonderful job. So
she did. Though I don't like the look of Mrs. Potts in the movie.
It's not my out of all of the design, that is probably, I still like it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do love how they incorporated the actual teapot parts for Mrs. Potts in the animated version. But
yeah, it was weird to me just to see a face on the side of a pot. I was like, I don't like that.
I agree, but at the same time, I thought it was beautiful too, because when they did close-up shots, you could see those little mini micro fractures in the porcelain and stuff like that, and I was like, yes, please, more of that. Lumiere was played by Ian McGregor, which when I first heard it, I was like, why are we getting a Scotsman to play a French candelabra? I'm like, we can't find a French actor. And I didn't know how that was going to sound, but oh God, he did a great job. I don't know why I was hating on him.
Ewan McGregor is great though.
I know he does great in everything he does. So I don't know why I was like, well, he's going to suck. But I was against the live action Beauty and the Beast until I saw it. Now I'm team live action. Ian McKellen played Cogsworth, which
Sir Ian
McKellen, sorry, Gandalf. Can he just change his name to Gandalf already?
Yeah.
I thought he did a great job with Cogsworth. I thought he played the nervous Nellie of the kind of elder voice very well. So I loved it. I watch this movie on the regular. This is one of those movies that when I'm having a bum day, I turn on and it makes me happy. So I love it.
I can't, when they did that whole weird travel through time thing, and then she basically brought back the Black Plague with her, I'm like, oh, no, what the hell?
Yeah, but wait, was it time or was it just place? Was it a magical time thing where it's just
she went back and saw her mom and came back with her baby rattle.
Oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. I feel like that was to me, I interpreted that as a memory she was seeing, but the physical stuff she was able to touch, I don't know.
I mean, they made it I can understand. They made it to where basically they cast a spell over the whole village when they put the spell on the beast in his castle. So they were basically stuck in time. And then Gaston didn't realize that because he had just come back from the war or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I thought they did a good job. I think it's one of those things where you can watch and you can notice stuff like that, different each and every time you watch it. So, yeah. I love it. Happy with it.
All right. We're going to jump ahead another year. We're just going by years, you guys.
Until we get to 2019, then we're going to stay there for a while.
Forever. 2018, August 3rd, Christopher Robin came out. I feel like that came out last year.
I know.
But I'm like, if this came out in 2018, then I've spent 2 years not watching it.
Have you not seen it?
No, I literally own it. It's sitting in my to watch stack.
Oh my god.
I haven't wanted to cry, so I haven't watched it.
And you will cry because like
Yeah, because like all of the like animated Pooh movies they've done have made me cry.
I
So I'm like,
know.
I don't feel like crying.
Okay, keep
The
going.
reason I haven't seen Coco yet, I'm like, I don't want to
Oh, that
cry.
movie's so good. Okay, keep going. We have to keep going.
It was directed by Mark Foster. It made $197.7 million and has a 73% on Rotten Tomatoes. Christopher was,
so
of
good.
course, played by Ewan McGregor.
This movie's so
Evelyn,
good.
his wife,
Sorry.
was played by Haley Atwell.
Peggy Carter, where are you at? Well.
Madeline, the daughter, was played by Bronte Carmichael. And then Pooh and Tigger, of course, by Jim Cummings. Who else?
Who else?
Eeyore by Brad Garrett.
Which is funny.
Piglet, Nick Mohammed, and Rabbit, Peter Capaldi.
I know there's other characters in this movie, but we're just kind of hitting on the high points of all these movies. I know there's other characters, but you need to watch this movie. This movie's so good. It doesn't make you sad cry. It makes you happy cry. It's like it's not a oh my god. It's like a oh, give me all the feels and I don't know what to do with it. I love this movie. I remember watching the first time I watched this, I was on a flight, but I remember watching it and I was like, I love Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh has been one of those things that I've loved since I was little. And I always forget how much I love him until I watch like a Pooh movie, and then I adore him. And he's just so cute in this movie. Like he's perfect. And Jim Cummings, of course, you can't get anybody else to play Pooh, or Tigger for that matter. But this movie's so good. Yeah, it gives you all the good, warm, fuzzy feels. And I remember being on the plane and I was just like ugly, happy, crying. I was a mess and I loved it. I think I actually watched it on our way back from back home on the airplane again. Like that's how much I loved it. And I cannot wait for it to come out on Disney Plus because I'm ready to watch it again. Yeah, so good. And the animation's really cute. Yeah, you'd like it.
I'll have to watch it then.
Oh, yes, it's so good.
It's hard right now to do anything but puppy.
I know. It's really good, though. I really wish that I would have watched it when it first came out or before it came out. So I would have bought like a Pooh Bear in that style.
Yeah.
I didn't, though.
Those sold out.
Oh, yeah. You can't find them anywhere. Yeah, I'm really mad at myself that I didn't buy one because I would totally love one. Yeah. Go watch it.
All right.
Go watch it.
I will. Just not soon.
Anytime soon.
What's going to start the 2019 trend?
Here we go.
Dumbo. March 29th, 2019. Dumbo, directed by Tim Burton. I have to say, I have not seen this one either.
I haven't seen this one either. I actually was not very interested in seeing it. I'm still not interested in seeing it.
I mean, me neither, because I don't really care for the cartoon. I don't hate it. It's just not one that I go to watch.
I go to that movie when I want to sad cry. When I'm in the mood to be like, I want to wallow and I want to sad cry and I want to, I have some things that I need to get out of my heart. I watched the original Dumbo because that does make me ugly cry for hours.
It made $353.3 million and has a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I am so surprised it made that much. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a Tim Burton film. That's why. I don't know.
Maybe.
I know nothing about this movie other than Dumbo is very cute. Yeah, he's so precious. But I feel like that's the only part of the movie I'd be interested in.
Yeah. I mean, I guess like because it's so different, I'm assuming, from the cartoon. I don't know. It's like I couldn't even tell you who these characters are.
Yeah.
Like Holt Ferrier is played by Colin Farrell, which I love Colin Farrell, but
So do I.
it's V.A. Vanderveer is played by Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. I can't tell if he plays a villain in this movie or not. I read the synopsis
Yeah.
and I'm like, is he a bad guy or is he not? Like, couldn't figure it out.
Max Medici is played by Danny DeVito. Colette Marchant is played by Eva Green.
She's so pretty.
Millie Ferrier is played by Nico Parker. And Joe Ferrier is by Finley Hobbins.
Other than Dumbo is really cute, I got nothing.
I mean, I don't know if this is sitting in my list in my pile of to watch movies or not. If it is, I guess I'll have to open it and watch it.
I don't know. I love the original Dumbo for different reasons.
Yeah.
This one has people in it, like, and Dumbo seems like this secondary character.
Yeah.
And that's why
it's like Dumbo's supposed to be the main character.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like,
I feel like they didn't make him the main character.
No. Well, part of the appeal of Dumbo is the animation of Dumbo himself. He can't talk. And yet you can read every single expression on his cute little face with him big ears. And I don't know. I just feel like that's going to get lost. Maybe not. I have to watch it. But that's just my, like, why I haven't watched it is because, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. That's it. That one for me anyway. So 2 in a row that you haven't seen. You haven't seen Christopher Robin or Dumbo.
Yeah.
Yikes. Yeah.
There's one more on this list I haven't seen.
Mine was what? The second Alice. That's it so far. I have 2 more. All right. So
Dumbo.
Yeah, Dumbo. Yeah, sorry, just the one we just went over. Good God. My brain don't work so good. Still in 2019. This is probably one of my favorite movies ever now. May 24th, 2019, Aladdin came out. Live action Aladdin. Guy Ritchie.
Fun fact. Go ahead.
Guy Ritchie directed it. Fun fact is you hate this movie? Is that what you're going to say?
No, fun fact, I ended up really liking the movie.
Did you?
But I put off seeing it until I had it in hand on DVD.
Really?
Because I wasn't
ready
looking forward to it.
That was me in Beauty and the Beast then. That's the same thing.
People were just like on a roll, on a rant with like, they made Jasmine so like women power hungry, whatever. And I'm just like, I didn't see that when I watched it at all.
Oh my God. This is why I like Princess Jasmine now. Sorry, let me finish my little factoid here. This made over $1.25 looks like billion US dollars. 57% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is surprising. But again, you said Rotten Tomatoes. It's not credible. But yeah. This movie is why I like Princess Jasmine now. Before, I never liked Princess Jasmine ever. Mm-hmm. I was never little girls are like, Princess Jasmine's my favorite. I never ever liked her. I loved the movie growing up because of Genie and Carpet. But as I got older, I would watch it. I'm like, I know I hate her now. I don't like Jasmine is because she just doesn't want to do stuff because she doesn't want to do it. She doesn't have like a reasoning behind it. She's just kind of seemed like a brat, you know? And she was like, I don't want to get married. And it was like, well, Jasmine, you have to, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, I don't want to. So that's that, you know, and it just, that argument kind of stopped there, which obviously not saying if you don't want to marry somebody that you have to, you know, that's not what I'm saying at all. Can't even believe I have to put that disclaimer on there. But, Jasmine in this movie she's just not that flat, stuck up, snobby teenager. She's this, right. I don't have to get married because I can do this by myself because I have studied, I have done this. And, you know, I've watched you and you're such a great ruler and you didn't have anybody next to you. And I know I can do this and this and that. And she gave reasons to why she didn't need to be married. And she, again, they made her human, which again, back in 90 something, 93, maybe?
Aladdin?
Yeah, 90 something, early 90s.
92.
So yeah, I just think like she's human and she has a reason to be that confident ruler. And it's not, like I said, just a stuck up kind of brat. Anyway, Genie was played by Will Smith. We'll talk about him in a second. Aladdin was played by Mina.
Mina Masood.
Okay. Jasmine, Naomi Scott, Jafar, Marwan Kenzari, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Dahlia Nassim Pedrad. Pedrad. And Yago is Alan. I screw this name up too. Alan
Tudyk.
Can't read. I need to start spelling these names out phonetically. I think when they first announced Will Smith was going to play the genie, obviously that was a big to-do in the Disney community.
Everybody
hated it.
Yeah.
Because the thing is obviously
no one can replace.
Nobody can replace Robin Williams.
No.
And I guess like I was concerned that it was going to be Will Smith just being Will Smith. You know what I mean? I loved Genie's design. I think at first when we first saw his like first kind of like peak of CG,
Gary Blue CG, I think.
It wasn't very good. Or they hadn't like finished it yet, obviously. And it was like, oh God, no. But in the final movie, it was fantastic. I think Will Smith did an amazing job. I think
he was able to make it his own without trying to like
overshadow it.
Right. Yeah. Without trying to live up to what like Robin Williams did.
And I think Robin would be happy with his performance. I think he would say pretty much what you just said is you made it your own, and I loved it. And he was charming. He was funny. I think he's my favorite part of the movie, other than Jasmine, which I can't believe I'm saying. But I think he did a great job. I loved Friend Like Me. I think it was fun how they did kind of remake the original Friend Like Me scene for the song. Of course, some different stuff thrown in. And I like how they kind of changed the sound of it too. I thought that was really fun. What's the other one? Prince Ali is probably my other favorite song in this movie. I think the part where he's like, heard your princess was hot, where is she? And I laughed so hard. And I still do.
I will say, I like this movie so much that I've watched it more than once. So.
Oh, wow. I watched it, I feel like, on the reg. I have no idea what to watch. Let's put Aladdin on in the background. I think the one... I think the guy who Mina, right? Mina?
Yeah, Mina Masood.
Yeah, he did a great job. I think in the beginning of the movie, Aladdin was just this like, I don't know, some of the editing and stuff like that was a little goofy in the beginning of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think he did a good job. I thought he was funny. I thought he did great next to Will Smith. He didn't get like lost in the movie, which is great because he's pretty new, right? He's a new kind of like no name.
And I like it when they pull no names.
I do too.
Because then there's like nothing to compare him against.
Right. Like I don't want it to be Will Smith being Will Smith or Hermione Granger is playing Belle.
Right.
I think he did a great job. I liked his singing voice too. Naomi Scott obviously killed it as Jasmine. She's the reason why I like this character now. Her voice is insane. I love it.
Sorry, I was going to say he has credits.
Oh.
But I think most of them were over in like...
other countries?
Yeah.
Okay. Same with Naomi Scott, right?
Right. She's British, right?
She is.
Yeah.
She's so pretty though.
She was in something and people were like, no, why are you picking a British woman? Well, she's not just British. She's
not.
She was like part something.
She's got a killer voice too. I remember that. This whole cast was just kind of like, everybody was like, I don't like it.
Yeah.
But obviously.
Like, everyone was like, why aren't you picking like Indians for it? And I'm like, because it's a made up country in Agrabah. Agrabah's made up. It's just based on a certain culture, but it's still a made-up country.
Is it Indian or Pakistan?
It's Indian.
Is it?
It's
I just want to make sure. I mean, I feel like it is because the palace looks like Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
So I think they pulled things from like
a bunch of different
all of those cultures over there, but it's based like on India, kind of.
Okay. Don't quote us on that.
Yeah.
I think the look of the movie is great too. The one I'm trying to get to my one like negative comment, but Dahlia, I thought she was hysterical. I thought she was so funny. And then Iago, I really like the way they redid him because I was like, are they gonna have a talking parrot in this? Like, how are they gonna do that? But I think they did very well with it. My one negative is Jafar. Not that Marwan. He did a great job. I just think that like part of the creepiness of Jafar is that he is this older, creepier, like predator type person who's
it's like I have to marry him.
Person. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not that bad. Obviously he's an evil guy, and that's why you're like, no, I don't want him to win, and I don't want her to marry him. But I think the part that was creepy about Jafar was he was just like clearly like old enough to be her grandfather type person, and he's like into her, you know.
I feel like they're like on this thing with the villains where if you go back and look at all the cartoons and stuff, most of the villains aren't pretty or anything. And then when all the live action started, they started making them pretty.
So pretty.
Yeah. Maybe to prove a point that pretty people can be evil too.
Ooh, very nice. I like it. I just think that I wish they would have found maybe like an older person.
Yeah.
Just to have that like experience of being cunning and conniving under his belt. But yeah, that's my only negative. I feel like I loved the rest of it. I thought it was great. I was worried about A Whole New World because I was like, I hope they don't change it too much, but they did a great job. And yeah, really loved it. Really enjoyed it. So we're going to stay in 2019, but we're going to go to July 19th, 2019. It's The Lion King.
Oh.
By Jon Favreau. And I normally love Jon Favreau, but I hate this movie.
Same.
I hate it.
God, I hated it. And it upset me so much because I love The Lion King.
Me too. It's one of my favorite.
Like, don't get me wrong. The CGI in it.
Oh, it's incredible.
Was amazing.
There was a part where a giraffe walked on screen, and I went, is that a real giraffe?
I was like, is that a real giraffe?
Okay. And then it wasn't. But yeah, CGI.
Like, if you go back and compare The Jungle Book to The Lion King, they've come so many like leaps and bounds in the 3 years between the movies.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow. But then like the first oh God, what scene was I in? I think I was like, I wasn't even.
Oh, you told me, you're like.
I talked about this movie nonstop for like months.
You did.
About wanting to see it.
You did.
And then like 15 minutes in, I turned to my mom and was like,
we can leave.
Can we leave?
Yeah. Well,
we can leave.
I remember, I think I was like texting you while you were in the movie because
I don't do that.
It was right after then because you were like, just got out or something, or you were like, this sucks or something. And I was like, how was it? Did you love it? Did you cry? Did you laugh? Did you like, yay? And you were like, I wanted to leave after Circle of Life. And I was like, oh crap.
It's literally just taking the animated one and pasting it into CGI.
Right. So it was directed by Jon Favreau, made $1.6 billion. How? And made a 53% on Rotten Tomatoes, which I support. That rating. Let me just go through the cast really quick and then we go rant because I know this is our favorite thing to hate. Simba was Donald Glover. Mufasa was obviously the amazing James Earl Jones. You can't have anybody else playing Mufasa.
Yeah, nobody else.
Once James Earl Jones is done, we can't have any more Mufasa. It's just gone. I'm sorry.
I'm waiting for this next name.
So you're going to say it?
I want you to say first.
Oh God, Scar was played by. I'm gonna feel bad because I'm gonna butcher this poor man's name, and I'm gonna be like, I'm sorry. Okay, Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Good enough.
Cool. Is that? Do you know the correct pronunciation?
I'm gonna say what I think it is.
Go.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
Okay. See, that sounds way better when you say it. Just like a normal person and not me.
Chiwetel.
Yeah, Chiwetel. Nala was of course played by Beyonce. Pumbaa was Seth Rogen. Timon, Billy Eichner.
Actor.
And then Zazu is John Oliver. I know there are more characters. Again, these are just kind of like the big
names.
Big names trifecta. I know Sarabi. I actually thought she did a pretty decent job, but
I liked Sarabi. You can keep Beyonce. I hate on a good day. I hate Beyonce by herself. I don't like Beyonce.
I like two of her songs, and there's been some movies that she's been in that I don't mind her in. She did a terrible job. It was bad.
All I saw when I heard her was Beyonce.
Yes, and that was the thing that I was worried about when they announced the cast list. It was the same thing with Emma
Watson,
Will Smith, and Emma Watson was just like they're gonna it's gonna be Emma Watson.
They're pulling these big names to try and get viewers,
but I don't think you have to. I think obviously
look at Cinderella. They didn't pull big names for that.
I think the biggest name in there was Cate Blanchett.
Yeah.
Donald Glover. So here's how, if somebody you asked me, you're like, what did you think of it? I said, I think I told you this. I said, it sounded like they recorded the table reading.
Yeah,
there were some really good moments though. That was the thing. There were some good moments, and I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna stay here at this great moment, this great level. But then he'd go back and it'd be like, no, Pumbaa, I can't go back. And I was like, did you just tell him don't touch my stuff, basically, that kind of tone? I don't know. I feel like the whole thing was phoned in. I honestly think the people who didn't do that was Scar and Timon and Pumbaa.
Yeah.
Everybody else phoned it in.
I kind of feel like I like Timon and Pumbaa. That's the part of the movie I did like.
I did too, and I honestly thought I was not going to like them because Seth Rogen is not my favorite, but they were, I think, the truest to the original character. Mm-hmm. I think that's why I like them. Same with Zazu. I think there were some parts where I was like, John Oliver, stop being John Oliver. But
I think what upset me with Donald Glover so much is the fact that he was so static as a character.
Yeah, he didn't grow.
When I've seen him in other things, and he wasn't like that.
No, he's such a good actor.
Yeah. So I was like, was it the going from acting to voice acting that
Maybe
kind of threw him?
Maybe.
Because it was not good.
Yeah, it was like they recorded the table reading.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? Why did you pick that one? I don't know.
I don't like the look of Scar either. I think they made him too scary.
I actually really liked his design. I love the original one because it was clearly that's the bad guy.
Right.
And in this one, it's still clearly that's the bad guy. The one thing I really absolutely loved about this movie, other than the CGI, was the way they put weight behind everything. When the when the wildebeests hit Mufasa and he fell and everything like that, it was I feel like the sound that they put behind it and the animation, it was this massive weight smashing into another massive object that has a ton of weight. And I remember, good God,
on that aspect, the special effects,
incredible,
sound, music-ish, music. I liked the songs. I didn't like the people singing the songs.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Elton John.
It's true. I love Elton John, but I feel like they tweaked in Aladdin. They tweaked the songs and made it their own, but it worked.
Right.
In this one, I feel like they just assumed everybody would love it, and it didn't work. When they first started singing "Can You Feel the Love Tonight," I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so great because Beyonce's not doing her Beyonce thing. And like, I swear to God, 2 seconds later, she started in with her Beyonce thing. And I was like,
Yeah.
And it's gone. It's gone. And Donald Glover has an incredible voice too. And he's very, I really enjoy listening to him. He's got a very pleasant voice. I don't know about his range or whatever, but for what I've heard, it's amazing.
He was in Magic Mike XXL.
I've not seen that movie. I don't love that stuff like you do, Charlie.
I'm sorry. I went to yeah.
No shame. I'm an awkward person.
No shame. I went to a male dancer show.
Get it. We're adults. We can if we wanted to.
Whoa.
I was so excited for the Be Prepared song.
I was so disappointed.
And it ended up being a Be Prepared chant. And I was like, I
happen to remember so much about this movie because it's been almost a year since I've seen it because I've only watched it the one
because you blocked it out because you blocked it out of your memory. Yeah,
it was that bad. It was it amazes me that everyone was like, oh, it's so good.
Really?
Like,
you found people that said it was good?
There were tons of people that loved it. I was like, ugh.
What? Sorry. Yeah. I mean, your opinions are your opinions. And I feel like we're giving great examples of why this movie is terrible. Yeah, and Donald Glover, I feel like I was excited when I heard that. And obviously James Earl Jones and, some of the other cast, I was like, oh, this will be good. And I was actually really excited for it. And then they just, like I said, it just sounded like they recorded the table reading. And I was like, this is not. Yeah. Phoned it in. It was just, I won't watch it again. I won't. If I ever have kids one day and they're like, Mom, what's this Lion King? It says 2019. I'll be like, you must never watch that. The dark, shadowy place. Don't watch it. That's not a good movie.
Watch this one.
Yeah.
And you can even watch the second one. Just don't watch 1.5.
What? 1.5 has some great gaffes and goofs. I like 1.5. I was just bummed that I didn't like this movie as much as I did.
Same. It's like so much hype and such a letdown.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you think about it. Look, Donald Glover, great. James Earl Jones, incredible. Beyonce, I mean, I don't really care for her music, but the acting that I've seen from her is pretty decent. So it's like, okay, all right. And then they're saying that it's like a almost shot for shot remake of the original movie. So you're like,
which it pretty much
was. And you're like, okay. And plus the Elton John songs are going to keep the original music for the most part. So you're like, you have all these great elements and you're thinking like, this is going to be a match made in like heaven. And it just, it fell really short. All right. Yeah.
All right. Moving on and never going back.
Yeah. I'm like emotionally drained from that.
Also 2019,
Woohoo!
October 18th, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. So I remember seeing this and thinking that looks like a really good movie, but I never got around to seeing it.
I know, same. I was like, oh, I'm so excited because I love the first one. We're going to go see it, and then I never saw it. Still haven't seen it.
I think it's sitting in my DVD pile.
Yeah, Disney Plus list over here.
I'm notorious for buying movies I want to see on DVD and then just sitting on my shelf and not watching them.
It's on Disney Plus. Right now it is, but before it wasn't. Never mind. It just came out on Disney Plus. Sorry.
Yeah.
So now you don't have to open the DVD.
Might as well. I'm weird. I like owning the movies.
No, I get it.
It's directed by Joachim.
I have no idea.
Joachim Ronning.
I'm just kidding. I don't know.
I said Ronning.
Oh, Ronning.
Joachim Ronning made $491.7 million.
That's amazing.
Has a 40% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
So
I've heard mixed.
Yeah, it's like
I've heard mixed reviews.
I haven't heard
anything.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard, I really enjoyed it. If you like the first one, you'll enjoy this. And then I've heard this one sucks. That's it. It's like,
Really?
okay.
Man. Maleficent, of course, Angelina Jolie reprised. So did Elle Fanning for Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
Queen Ingrid, Michelle Pfeiffer.
I love Michelle Pfeiffer.
Yeah. She's a good villain. She was the villain in Hairspray, too.
Yeah, she do it all.
I guess. Yeah. And then Connell was Tweedle Ejiofor.
Scar playing this Fae man.
Dival was Sam Riley. Is Dival the
he's a raven.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, did they give him a name in the last one?
Yeah, they did. I actually forgot to put him on the list. I just realized that for Maleficent.
Awesome, Sarah.
Sorry.
And then Philip, they actually recast Philip.
I wonder why.
Harris Dickinson.
I wonder why.
Because he had better hair.
And he's not like a Justin Bieber wannabe. Poor kid.
I mean, I'm looking forward to watching this movie.
Me too.
If I ever get around to it.
Yeah.
That's all I can say about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited too. It's on my list. I think probably we're busy tomorrow, but whenever we have a free night, we're gonna watch it. Just because it's on and it just came out like on Disney Plus, and it's been on my list, and yeah. Woo.
All right. Moving on to our last one, also 2019. This one actually came out in November on Disney Plus. They remade Lady and the Tramp.
I've not seen it.
It was directed by Charlie Bean. Me.
Yeah.
And it has a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Jim Deere was played by Thomas Mann. Darling was by Kiersey Clements. Tony was by F. Murray Abraham. Joe played by Arturo Castro. Lady by Rose and Tessa Thompson.
Rose is the puppy dog.
And then Tramp was by Monty and Justin Theroux.
Monty was the puppy dog. I've not seen this movie yet.
You haven't seen it?
I've not. Did you like it? Did you watch
I liked it. Yeah, I watched it the day it came out.
Oh, I have to watch it.
It's they tweaked it. Are you ready for spoilers?
Yeah, I don't care about spoilers. As a matter of fact, spoilers typically make me want to watch the movie more.
Okay. They PC'd it. So
how it's about dogs. How
they PC'd it.
I don't get it.
Heavily. First of all, they made them a mixed couple, which I have no problems with.
Not an issue.
But like back in the time it's set in, it would have been an issue.
Good point, but thank God we're not in that time anymore.
Yeah. And then
it's about dogs anyway.
Yeah. And then they PC'd the Siamese cat song. They completely changed the song.
Oh.
So.
But I love that song.
Yeah, but they changed it completely.
Oh. I mean, I get it, but
yeah.
It's a movie. It's a movie. It's a children's movie. I don't know. Yeah, I kind of want to see it, but again, Lady and the Tramp was never my favorite movie, so I guess I wasn't like overly excited.
It made me go back and rewatch the cartoon. I mean, I didn't hate it.
It's all right.
I don't like love it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was cute. So
yeah, I have to watch it. I feel like I'll probably enjoy it, but
Lady isn't my favorite. I don't like the voice. But other than that, man. And I guess to me they like prettified a Cocker Spaniel in the animated version.
They did.
And seeing a real life Cocker Spaniel.
They're kind of gross.
Up to the prettiness.
Yeah, they're kind of gross, aren't they?
Yeah.
I mean, they're stinky too. Sorry if you like Cocker Spaniels, but they're nice dogs personality-wise, but they're kind of ugly and not like the
They
cute.
pee all the time.
Yeah, and they're not like the cute ugly. You know how like French bulldogs are like, oh, it's like a little gargoyle, but
Yeah.
like these guys like, oh, are you okay? Is your dog okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are it for the movies that like have already been made and been put out. But let's talk about a quick upcoming list here, and we'll probably talk about a couple because I feel very strongly about a couple. Mulan, obviously, was supposed to come out. Oh God, what, March? Yeah, it was supposed to come out March. Obviously, that did not happen. I'm really bummed because Mulan's one of my favorite movies. I'm not sure how I feel about the remake just because there's no music, like no singing in it, and that's a huge part of why I love the animated movie. But it's supposed to come out July 24th right now, and I will be there to see it, and I'm very excited. Cruella is supposed to come out May 28th to 2020. Emma Stone, right? Emma Stone is.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for it.
I'm very excited. I think she's going to do a great job because she's kind of crazy. Peter Pan and Wendy is, in the works, no release date. The rest of these have no release date. Little Mermaid is going to be directed by Rob Marshall, no release date. Of course, we knew about that one. There's going to be a Jungle Book sequel, again, directed by Jon Favreau. There's going to be Flight in the Seven Doors. I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that because I feel like the animated version is it's a piece of art. I don't touch it.
I guess I'm curious to see if they're going to actually get dwarves.
Yeah.
Or if they're going to go PC with this.
I'm going to say not. I'm going to say that they're going to change it up, which is okay. It'll be interesting. I just think that you can't touch the original.
Yeah.
It's too perfect. You can't touch it. Pinocchio is going to be directed by Robert Zemeckis, which is probably going to be a good movie because Robert Zemeckis is a pretty good director. Sword in the Stone. I think that'll be kind of fun. This next one, Robin Hood. No release date. But my question is, Fox or no Fox?
I don't know, because if they do no Fox, then it's just going to kind of be like,
Robin
unless
Hood.
they like take the cartoon and do it like scene for scene with people.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Then it's gonna be just like all the other Robin Hood movies that have already been made.
Yeah, I think that would be cool if they did like a shot for shot, like kind of tried to remake the animated one with people. That would be fun. There's going to be an Aladdin sequel. No release date or director. Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah,
I'm not. No, again,
not a fan.
The original one is so good. Don't touch it. Don't touch a thing that is already perfect. Then another Aladdin sequel. I'm assuming they're gonna do like the
third flop movie.
Yeah. This next one I'm really excited about. The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I'm so excited. I literally wrote The Hunchback of Notre Dame in all caps, italicized with after it. Yeah, for like a million H's. Bambi. Do we need a Bambi?
No.
We don't need a Bambi. Let's
not. No. I don't even like the original, so.
The original's okay. It's not one I watch over and over again. I appreciate it for its like historical value or whatever you want to call it for animated movie wise, but it's not my favorite. I think it's cute. That's it. And then Hercules, which is kind of like the newest one that they like released.
I think they're just gonna screw Hercules up.
I just don't know who you'd get to play that because
you have to have a perfectly muscular man. Well,
Hercules is kind of like this, like he's not. I don't want to say he's like this buff, crazy, like. I mean, he's Hercules, so he's strong, but
can we get Chris Evans?
I thought that, but then I'm like, Chris Evans was like, I don't know. You need like a younger, like boyish. I don't know. I just think that the casting.
Not if you make him older. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
People were saying like Ariana Grande should play Meg. I think that would be actually pretty interesting.
I don't think she could pull off the sassiness that Meg is.
I think she could, and I think she could. I obviously want to hear her saying it. She might have already done it. Won't say I'm in love. It'd be pretty good.
Oh, you haven't seen that?
Mm-mm.
Oh, on the ABC Family sing along.
Did she sing that?
It.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh well.
Well, go watch it. It should be on Disney Plus.
All right, it is. It's again on the list.
That was all over the internet. Where have you been?
I avoided it because I wanted to watch it in its entirety.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I just don't know how they're going to cast that one. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So these are rumored.
Are they rumored? I thought Tangled was confirmed.
All I saw was rumored.
Okay.
I am not about it. Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
It's too new for a remake. Stop it. Stop it. It's only like 8 years old.
It's 10 years old.
Did it come out in 2010? Whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Just leave it alone. Don't. It's perfect. You're not. It's gonna just stop it.
Yeah.
This one I'm excited about if it actually happens. Journey to Atlantis.
Yeah.
I would love to watch.
I think that one would be good if they do it right.
I think Zendaya would be amazing as Kida.
Yes.
She would be killer. And then somebody said Tom Holland as Milo, and I'm like, yes.
I was all for Tom Holland, then I saw photos of Cole Sprouse.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like,
You sent me that just now, or just a little bit ago. I would be okay either way. But and then I saw something about a live action Tinkerbell movie with maybe Reese Witherspoon. Tinkerbell's not my favorite character, so I don't really care.
I don't think that would be weird because Reese is old. Not old, but like too old for Tinkerbell, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. She looks. I mean, I feel like she kind of looks like her a little bit.
I'm sure, but like
I don't know.
Yeah.
I again, Tinkerbell's not. There's some people that just go nuts for Tinkerbell, which is fine.
I'm not a
Tinkerbell fan.
I'm not really a Peter Pan fan. Like, I don't like the whole movie really.
I like the movie. I used to really like Peter Pan. I love the J.M. Barrie Peter Pan, which is different than the Disney one. But yeah, I would love to see Journey to Atlantis. And that'd be a really cool movie. Leave Tangled alone. We don't need Bambi. Stop it. But yeah, I think the trend of the live action remakes are fun, and obviously we both love and hate them for different reasons. But I do think that they are a fun way to reintroduce those old stories to new people, or just bring them back into the original fans' lives. And I think that's really fun. But I don't know. I think that about covers it for now. So join us next week, and we'll talk about something that we both enjoy. Dinoland USA. Charlie, it's time to talk about some dinos.
Sounds like a roaring good time.
Oh my god, I love you.
We'll be sure to keep you guys updated on the ever-changing Disney news and deeds.
But until next time, everyone have a magical week.
Bye.
Bye.